printing alphabet pattern E or F, okay, either E or F using any special characters or using any numerics or alphabets, okay. Okay, as we did for patterns before 2 days, okay. So if I pass the number of lines, okay, and also the pattern, any alphabets or any special characters or any numerics which I need to print, the same way it has to print E or F. Okay, so let me explain you clearly. Okay, so before we had a function, okay, some function, and inside the function we passed the number of lines it should print, like 6, and within single quotes hash. Okay, and if you are new to this channel and new to this video, I would recommend you to watch other 2 videos which I have uploaded before this video, okay, so that it will be clear for you what I am saying. Okay, so if I just pass the these 2 parameters to the function, then it will print either hash this way. Okay, in the first code I have printed this way, right? So as the line increases, the number of hashes or the characters will also increases. Okay, 1 2 3 4 and 5, okay, and also 6. Okay, and the next day I have printed this the part 2 thing. What I have done is I have to print it diagonally, right, from like from right to left, this way. Okay, so each line contains only 1 hash, but diagonally I have printed this. Got it? So here we have just seen how to print these 2 patterns. Okay, now but in this task, okay, in this task, if I pass this number of lines, okay, the number of length of the E or F, I have to pass the length of the E or F, this is in the pixels, okay, and also the character which I have to print. Okay, so if it is E means I have to print this way, so E, okay, E, so this way. So let me clearly write for you, just a second. Okay, okay, so now see here, let me clearly write. So I have a function, and if I pass some 5, okay, comma, I want to print the star. Okay, so 1 and 2, this I will explain you a little bit later. Okay, so if I want to print E, okay, then it should be like this way. So 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so 5 because it is 5. Then here also towards the length also 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and my E should be this way. Okay, so this way I should print the E, and also F is easy, right? So F, so how to print F? 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4, right? Okay, here 1 is included, and here this is the F. Okay, so I have to print either E or F if I pass a variable at a time. Okay, so here I have just programmed like this way using switch case. Okay, like if I give 1, then it goes print the E. If I give 2, it goes print the F. Okay, if I give any other number other than 1 and 2, it just give me a message that this program will not print other alphabets, only E and F is allowed. Okay, so this is what the task for today. Okay, let us see how I have coded this task. Okay, so the code is here. Okay, so this time I am not going to explain you the code. Okay, I just want you to just watch the code completely, and if you have any doubt, do let me know. Okay, so each time I guess explaining the same loops. Okay, you have a look. Okay, once you have any doubt, do let me know. I'll be giving a clear explanation on it. Okay, so see here, this is a case 1 and case 2. So if I just pass 1 in the X, then it goes and print E. If I just pass 2 in the X, then it goes print F. Okay, and if I just pass any other number other than 1 and 2, it just go print this message. Only alphabets E and F are printed in this function. Okay, so this is the loop for E and this is the loop for F. It's a very simple loops. Okay, and P is the length. Okay, either length of with how many stars should be printed horizontally and vertically, and Y holds the character. Okay, it can be any special character or numeric or alphabet, anything. Okay, within a single quote. Okay, now let us run this and see how this works. Okay, so I'm just going to this command window. So yes, yesterday itself I have just worked out few things. Yes, can you see here I have just given 8, so the length should be 8, horizontal and vertical is 8, and I need ampersand, and I want 2 to, I want F to get printed. Okay, can you see the F got printed? Okay, so now again with this I'm just going to change 18 and going to give ampersand symbol, at symbol, and I want E to get printed. Okay, this is a big E. Okay, I guess you have got understood, right? So as you increase the numbers 18 or 8 or 10, if you increase the number, the size of E or F get increased. Okay, and the symbol which you want you have to give within a quotes. Okay, now let us try with this any other number like 8. So 8 is not in the case, so only alphabets E and F are printed, and this function the message is displayed. Got it? Okay, in this particular task we are just going to print the alphabet I. Okay, so in end of the time, in end of this video I have a small assignment for you which you have to do. Okay, so now let me show you the code. Okay, so now this is the code. Okay, so as like other programs and functions, I have got the user input for the number of rows. Okay, so once I got this number of rows, I just to put into the two separate loops. Okay, using if. So if it is in the first loop, in this particular part, it just print this part of code, like this part of I. Okay, so in the first and last line, okay, the number of stars printed will be equal to the number of rows given, and it is horizontally. Okay, and in this particular part of code, this else part of code just prints the star vertically in the midpoint. Okay, in the midpoint. Okay, so this is what the task, this is what the code is. Okay, this is very simple. Okay, so now let me show you. See here, I have run this command, run this program already. Like if I give 12, can you see the I is like a really perfect I. If I give 6, it is a perfect one. If it is a 24, it is a bigger, but still it is a perfect. In which way I am saying perfect is the vertical line is exactly in the midpoint. Okay, so if it is what to say, if it is 24, then the midpoint will be around the 12th point. Okay, since I have just given the /t also, so you can add the tab space also accordingly. Okay, so it works fine for even number. Okay, but when it comes for odd number, there is some problem. Can you see this vertical line just aligned towards the right, and you have more space on the left side. Okay, so the assignment is here for you. You have to write a code. Okay, so which should accept both odd number and even number as the input, and both the output should be have perfect I. Okay, even if it is an odd number, you should not get some left aligned or right aligned I. It should be a perfect I, and the vertical line should be the at the midpoint. Okay, so this is what the task. Okay, so once you go through this code, you will get to know how to write or how to extend this code itself to that assignment. Okay, just try it from your end. So the task for today is we are going to print the alphabet Z. Okay, so in the last video I have just shown you how to print the alphabet I, and also I have given you a small assignment. Okay, and I want you to try your assignment by your end, and if you have any doubt, do let me know. Okay, and let us get into this today's part. Okay, now let me show you the code which I have already done. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, so as like other programs, I have got the user input for the number of x. Okay, so the x is nothing but the number of rows. Okay, you can say it, you can just say it as a number of rows, or like a size of the alphabet or size of the character which we are printing. Okay, and what I do is like assigning that x to the k. Okay, so this part of this program, okay, this part of the program prints the horizontal line over the first and last, which means at the first row and at the xth row. Okay, if suppose x is equal to 10, then it just prints the horizontal line with 10 stars in the first line and at the 10th line. Okay, and in the else part I'm just printing the diagonal line which is essential for Z. Okay, and this part, this whole part. Okay, and I have also just included the new line in this part, else part. Okay, so now see here, so this horizontal line, like this horizontal line, and this line is printed in the first part of loop, and this this diagonal line is printed in the second part of the loop. Okay, so this is what the code is, and let me show you how to just run this program. So I guess you will already know how to run the program. So you just pass the number of rows and just in the function name, through the function name. Okay, now let me give some 10. Okay, just play around with the size as 14. Let me go still bigger, 20. Okay, so this is Z. Got it? And the important thing I wanted to tell you at this point is, if you see my codes for printing patterns, I have just followed a simple pattern using if and for loop. Okay, so you'll find minor changes then, here and there in the codes. Okay, I have followed a uniform pattern for making you to understand this concept. Okay, and you don't think like this is only the solution. You have more number of solution, because I think in a different perspective and you think in a different perspective. Okay, so you can also write the code in a different way. Okay, once at the end of this 100-day challenge, I hope you all get familiar with the if and for loop, and you can also write code as like a pro. Okay, so that is my first aim. Okay, and I just maintain some uniformity for your understanding. Okay, and to not to scare you with these codes. Okay, so that is what I want to tell to you now right at this point. Okay, we are going to print alphabet V. I don't think so this is a perfect V, but you can say the expanded V, or like a book which is opening up. Okay, the shape of book which is opening up. Okay, I'm just named the function as alpha V. Got it? Okay, so now let me just take you to the program. Okay, before getting into the program, I'll tell you what are all the difficulties I faced while programming this. Okay, so if I want to print, it is very easy to print a star here. Okay, but you have to give a space this much, and you have to print the same, print another star in the same line or in the same row. Okay, so if you are printing in this way, you'll face some difficulties. Okay, so that you have to watch, because one arm is going this way and another arm is coming this way. Can you get what I'm trying to say? Like, one is coming from left side towards down, and another one is coming coming from right side towards down. Okay, so this is what the thing is. So you just see the code, how I managed to write the code. Okay, so I have just given the function name is alpha V, because it is in the shape of V. So I have just given the alpha V, and as like other program, I have got the input from the user for the number of rows. Okay, and see here I have just given a small arithmetic operation, like k is equal to 2 into star minus 2. Okay, so this 2 into star, this is for printing the star, this having to have a gap this much. Okay, and if you have any suggestion, do tell me. Okay, so I worked out and I have just derived this expression. It is not a bigger derivation, but a smaller thing. Okay, then I start the rows. Okay, in the first row, this part of the program just prints the so this part of the program prints the stars in the left side. Okay, so this is part of the program will print the star in the left side, that is here. Okay, and if you see, this part of the program will print the star in the right side. Okay, so right side. Okay, and what I will do, so obviously as like other program, we have to come to the new row or new line, that is what here. Okay, so this is how the loop continues again and again until it reaches the maximum x. Okay, so here it is. So now let us play with the size. Okay, so I'm just giving some 7. Okay, so 6. Okay, 4. Okay, now you can just change the values in the expression, like 2 star x minus 2, and you can just put up some values and see how this line get collide with each other. Okay, sometimes this line may go underneath this left line, or sometimes this line may go underneath, so you have to check. Okay, so this is like a trial and error method. Okay, so and this program also have kept the same pattern for same pattern of program. Okay, if you are watching my other program in the series, you will get to know I haven't changed any pattern. I have just maintained the same pattern only because you have to understand things very easily. Okay, we are going to print the alphabet O. Okay, so if you have seen last video, that is yesterday's video, it is like a printing a numeric 8. Okay, so it is very similar. If you take the midline, then it is a O. Okay, so the same code for number 8. Okay, for printing number 8. So I have just taken the only thing here, that midline. Okay, so where if it is x, then I have just divided x by 2 and I have rounded it off, and on that particular line I have just printed the star throughout horizontally. Okay, so that part only I have taken only here. Okay, the rest of the program is same. Got it? So now let us go and check how this program works. Okay, so this is the function name, that is printing alphabet O. Okay, I'm just going to take this and going to pass the number of rows. Okay, as like other programs, I'm just taking the user input for the number of rows. Okay, this number of rows is indirectly can be said as it is the size of the particular character we are going to print. Here it is the alphabet, yesterday it was the numeric. Okay, so like if it is a 7, then see here this is the O. Okay, okay, then if I just go print with some 10. Okay, so bigger O. Okay, okay, then with 20. Okay, again with 12. Okay, so we have all the different O's we have printed. Now I would like to show you the printing 8 code. Okay, so if you haven't watched this code, please go back to date 30 and watch that code. Okay, this is the code. Okay, so this is what the line, or this is what the part of thing I have just taken in this code. Okay, everything is same. So here indenting is not correct, it is straight line. Okay, but I have done the indenting here. Okay, so this is what I have taken as. See here, if I is equal to 1, equal to 1, and I or, okay, the condition I equal to CI of x divided by 2, or I equal to x. Okay, so if it satisfies any of one of these condition, then I want to print the x throughout that particular horizontal line. Okay, else only at the start and end of the line for 8. Okay, so now let me show you how I have just printed 8. Okay, okay, so now okay, so see here. Okay, let me just take some bigger 8. Okay, so now see here, I have just taken this particular line alone, and instead of printing in the middle, I have just printed one at the last and one at the starting. Okay, that's it. That is the difference. Okay, so rest half everything is same for printing numeric 8 and printing alphabet O. Okay, we are going to see how to print character triangle. Okay, so we have already done triangle, patterns. Okay, so either we'll be printing patterns using star or any symbol which we give as an input. Okay, so that pattern thing we have seen already. In the same pattern we are going to use character instead of special character. Okay, so instead of star we are going to bring in character inside this pattern. Okay, so here the function name is character triangle, and I get 2 input. Okay, from which character I should start, whether it is a small letter or capital letter, or whether it should start from A or it should start from P. So any letter of your choice, you can give it to this function as an input. Okay, and then the number of lines. Okay, this number of lines we usually get. Okay, so here let me change this number of okay, so it was a trial before, so let me change it now. Okay, now it is okay. So n is the number of lines here. Okay, so inside if you see, I have created a two triangles. Okay, so here is a task for you. You have to create a separate you have to recreate this program
for upper triangle and for lower triangle. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, see here, if on they run the function you'll get to know. So this is the triangle. Okay, so up here till here it is the upper triangle. Okay, try to recreate this. Okay, only this triangle. Okay, and this is the lower part of the triangle. Okay, this one. Okay, and try to recreate this as another function, right? Okay, generate a two function which generate the upper and lower part of the triangle. I have given the both. Okay, so it is very easy thing, just try it from your end, and if you have any doubt, do let me know. Okay, so here I have used, usually what I have done in the pattern, same thing here. I have used two for loops for the upper triangle and two for loops for the lower triangle, and my for loop will start from a 1 till n, that is 1 till the number of line which I give. Okay, and my j, so j is the, if I take in the first line, okay, then the first line how many number of characters should be printed, or in the second line how many number of characters should be printed. So this depends on I. Okay, so that is what that is how j and I is related. Okay, and here fprint is used for printing the character, and %c is the special character for character. Okay, and here it is I'm incrementing the character. Okay, so if it is A, then it goes to B, if it is B, then it goes to C. So similarly, okay, and it has to come to a new line, right? So that is the thing, f/n. Okay, similarly for the below thing, just find the difference between this loop. Okay, the upper for loop and sorry, for the loop for the upper triangle and loop for the lower triangle. Just try to find the difference. Okay, if you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. Okay, so here is the output. Let me just increase the size of the triangle. So if it goes higher, then can you see the special characters are also included, because the continuation of capital letter is a special character. Now let us give small letter. Okay, so small letter, this is also a special character. So let us give small a. Okay, can you see? So the continuation of capital letter and small letter or the special character, you can see the different special character here. Okay, after Z it just printed parenthesis and this pipeline symbol and all, it got printed. Okay,